Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Excuse me, y'all. Today's daily recap is for Friday, March the 21st, 2025. Friday, March 21st. Well, you know what, y'all? I'm going to start with the delusional. And when I say delusional, which one of these pictures has a delusional conversation? Normally it would be Christina, right? But no. Willow, much worse. She tells Nina, sits her down, has her come over to her and Drew's place, that, listen, I want to thank you so much for your offer, but to buy me and the kids a house. But Drew and I talked last night, and we decided that it just really doesn't make sense for you to spend the money to get me a house when eventually I'm just gonna move in here anyway. And Nina looks at her, and in my mind, first of all, chick, why did you call your mother to come over there when you're living with your mother? And you could have just said, meet me at home. I got something to tell you, right? But anyway, she says, so, but thanks again. Thanks again. Because Nina's like, when she came in the door, Willow, I've got some pictures to show you, some great properties. I know you're going to love one of them. So she goes, I don't need a realtor right now. I need my mom. And every time she says that, and Willow knows it. See, everybody thinks Willow's oh, goodness, so naive. No, she's ooh, almost said a swear word, y'all. Oh my God. She is a flippin' manipulator. Okay. So you know the other word I was gonna say. So I need my mom right now. And Nina's like, oh, what? What is it? Right? Because she called me mom. Then that's what she told her what she and Drew decided. So she goes, so what I'm gonna do is wait. Nina says, but Willow, that's gonna backfire on you. When Michael finds out what you've done, oh no, that's just it. No, I'm gonna call Michael at the facility, oh, and I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna let him know that look, we none of us know when he's gonna get out, how long this is gonna take, and it's not fair to leave the kids' life in limbo. And they love Drew and they adore Scout. So we're gonna move in. When and Nina just looked at her and she says, Willow, if you do that, you will lose your children for sure. And she says, no, no. She goes, Michael is recuperating. And you're going to call and tell him something like that? And you expect him. She goes, no, Michael will compromise. He's a very compromising person. Michael is not like that. She goes, I don't care how compromising he might be. But going through what he's going through right now, and the pain and the healing and all of that, it changes your thinking. Right now, he's in full like survival mode. She didn't say survival. I threw that in, right? Uh, and he is not going. But she said he's not in the state of mind to compromise and just look at the no Willow. No, I disagree. I know, Michael. And I thought, you have to be the stupidest chick on the planet Now, I happen to know, I'll bet you she didn't tell Drew she's going to call Michael to let Michael know. Bet you she didn't. Because if she did, see, they didn't show that conversation. If she did, Drew knows how a man would react. He's a man. We're not even divorced yet. And you're going to take my children, move in with my uncle, the man you cheated on me with. Hmm. Yeah, I do believe that's going to go over very well with Michael. Yeah. Don't you worry about it. If Drew knew she was going to do that and did not talk her out of doing that, he wants Michael, for one, to suffer for taking Aurora, which you know what, now that I talked that out, he probably does know. Because he wants Michael to suffer because he took Aurora. And he knows Michael is in no physical condition to fight back or retaliate. So he thinks. He could care less if Willow loses her children. Drew said right off when he was talking to Alexis, I think it was, that Willow would make a great mother for Scout. See, that's how that goes. And in his mind, Willow and I'll have kids. Her kids by Michael, her Quartermain kids, well, because really in his mind, he ain't no Quartermain. But her Corinthos Quartermain kids can go with their daddy. Mm-hmm. So I thought, good. I can't wait for you to do that and see how that goes. Michael's making phone calls now. Michael need to be calling Diane. 100%. Step it up a notch. Oh my, oh. So anyway, I thought I can't wait for those fireworks to begin. Now the next fireworks that began, this is how dangerous, or not dangerous, desperate Ava is. Christina and Alexis are in the office that Diane never's in. And Ava burst in. Alexis, I need to speak to. And then she sees Christina. To you. And Alexis looked at her at the door. And so she goes, oh, but I see this is a bad time. I could come back later. So Alexis says, well, Ava, there'll be no good time for us to have a conversation because I can't see what we talk about. But since you're here, you might as well say it now. Now, Alexis, if she had a, not Alexis, Ava, if she had a brain in her head, she would say, well, you know what, Alexis? Since Christina's here and I want to be sensitive to your daughter, can you put me on your schedule? I want to make an appointment to see you when she's not here. Because this is going to be when she's not here. See, that would have been, because Alexis at that point would have to have said, you know what, okay. Or she would have had to look at Christina and say, you know what, honey, I just need a few minutes with Ava. You go ahead and go. I'll catch up with you later. Something like that, right? But Alexa says, go ahead. What do you, well, okay. What I want is I'm offering you a deal. I want a loan against my divorce settlement that the Cassadines took back. And Alexis says, well, the estate is not a bank. And so she goes, no, but look, this will make the estate money. because it would be a payment arrangement and I would pay it with interest. And it's a win-win for the estate. So you know who has to jump up and point her fingers. And yeah, she goes, because what does she say? I have to pay the back, I need to pay the back taxes of my galleries, I need to be able to something. She brought up Avery. And Christina says, for one thing, Avery should be with the one parent who either deserves her or should have her, whatever she said, sole custody of her. For two, my mother would never help the woman that killed her grandchild. And Alexis kind of looks at Christina. Now, the funny thing is, in this picture, even, you can see the look on Alexis's face. Like, okay, you're going off the deep end. Okay, I don't believe Alexis killed your child. Alexis has even told Christina it was an accident, honey. A really horrible accident. But see, so she won't talk to her mother about it. Ava killed my baby, because that ain't true. And so now Alexis looks at her and she goes, Ava looks at Christina and just like, and she goes, Alexis, this is a good business decision. And Alexis says, well, one thing my daughter is correct is I won't side against her for you. You talk about you need this money to help protect your child. She says, well, I'm protecting mine, her feelings. And so Ava raises her voice. This has nothing to do with Christina's feelings. This has everything to do with money that was, oh, she's yelling now. Money that was owed me. Money that was taken away from me. That was mine. Money that I have counted on. And I made business decisions based upon the money I had. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Cry me a river. She goes, and you know it, Alexis. Christina is delusional. You know this. But yet you're allowing her to feed that. And then Ava said something about like that's where I blame you, for allowing this delusion to keep on. And so Ava's mad she left. And I thought, what did you really think? Did you really think Alexis was going to do that? And or did you really think that she ever would consider that with Christina in that room? The answer is heck to the double no. Heck to the double no. On top of the fact that it came out that Ava was the whistleblower that got Alexis's law license revoked. So you coming, girl, you coming to me? No. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Now we have Lucas. He comes in and he rips Carly a new one about Jack Brennan, and Carly tilting her. You know what Carly is. She don't want to hear something. She looking away. She goes, look, Jack can't help. Valentin tried to kill him, you know, and she's defending Jack. Lucas says, Carly, Jack Brennan leads a dangerous life. And this is not going to be, well, this hasn't been the only time you've been in danger. Well, when she, saved Jack, Valentin could have had a gun and could have shot her. And you know what I mean? He goes, this is not going to be the last. And I'm your family. You have family that depends on you. You have kids that need you safe, Carly. I need you to hear me. And she's like, thank you for your concern. I'm grown. I make my own, Carly, I make my own decisions. Nope, she ain't listening. So we have Jason. He comes into the PCPD to see Valentin. And Valentin says, I know you're not gonna assassinate me right here in the middle of the police station. That would be ballsy. And Jason just looks at him. He goes, and I know you hate being in the police station. So it must be important what you have to say. And he tells the guard, I'll speak to him. No, Jason goes, you going to sit down and speak to me or not? And he tells the guard, okay, I'll speak to him. And he goes, tell me, Jason, what do you want? Like I said, you don't like being in the police station. And I'm thinking, Valentin, you don't know Jack. Since him and Anna are like this, that's his second office. I don't know what you're talking about, Valentin. you know? So he goes, so what do you want? He goes, are you going to orchestrate a jailbreak, get me out of here? And Jason said, oh, that's not going to happen. So Valentin said, okay, so what do you want? He goes, I want information on Jack Brennan. When Valentin looked at him, he says, oh, I could tell you a whole lot about Jack Brennan. I've known him for years, since we were in our early 20s. Could tell you a whole lot. But what's in it for me? And Jason said, I'll owe you a favor in the future. And Valentin looks at him and he goes, wait, that's it? And Jason said, yeah, that's it. Now take it or leave it. Right? Now take it or leave it. So Valentin says, okay, I'll take it. And he goes, what do you want to know about Valentin? Because Jason said something about Valentin poisoning Carly. And he goes, the best laid plans. He says, that was not meant for Carly. And you know it. Valentin ain't apologizing whatsoever. He's like, yeah, she got in the way. Wasn't meant for her. And so he goes, what do you want to know? He goes, what you need to know is Jack Brennan is a dangerous man. Jack Brennan is probably the head of the WSB right now. And Jason said, Jack Brennan is over the Port Charles field office. And Valentin said, I hate to break it to you, but field agents, even those over field offices, they don't have the authority or the ability to order drone strikes. They don't. He says, and Jack has done a number of things above the head of a field agent's pay grade. And Jason looked at him. Now, in my mind, I kept remembering Colette, Jack's number one. Where she goes, Jack, you don't have the authority to do it. See, so part of it's Valentin spreads lies, right? But Jack does have more clout than ordinary, because he was just slap on the hand, made that over the field in Port Charles. They could have reinstated him and him saying, I'm going to stay right here, right? Now, if he is over the WSB, that would explain how he does have access to all kind of, just getting it done, right? And I ain't mad at Jack. Okay, whatever. So what? You paid your penance and now you back in charge. So what? Right? And so Valentin just says, now, for years he never had a weakness. Now he's got a weakness. And Jason looked at him and he goes, Carly. He goes, oh yeah, she's in danger. She's gonna be a target. So we shall see really what Jason's gonna do. Jason does go to the hospital. Final scene. And he looks at Carly and she looks at him and she kind of looked a little not stressed, but a little annoyed. And she goes, oh, my brother Lucas just left here and he laid into me about Jack Brennan. And Jason looked at her. He goes, you are never to see Jack Brennan again. You're not gonna. And she looked at him like, who do you think you're talking to? Because that ain't how our relationship rolls. So Monday, Carly's gonna be Carly. And Jason gonna come back and hit her hard. But Carly never listens like that. She doesn't. So we shall see. We shall see how much she's gonna dig down. Or is she gonna realize I have a little girl, Donna? A little girl, right? So we'll see what Jason says to her next week. But that was interesting to me that he came in and told her, okay, you're not seeing him again. Not at all. So that was it, everybody. Oh, see, I really ain't talked too much about the press conference day at the hospital with Drew. Oh, I did forget something I do need to remember to talk about that's going to be good. Anyway, they didn't show it. Thank God they didn't bore us with that. But there is some, what is he? Councilman who's a sleazeball. You could tell by the way he talks. And he was talking to Drew, congressman. You know, we got congressmen and councilmen under him. Uh, says, yeah, I really liked your idea with moving the McCalkey project down to the waterfront. He goes, that would have been better. It would have been more blah, 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 blah. But the mayor couldn't seem to put, couldn't proceed to rule or govern past her friendship with Sonny Corinthos. She let that cloud her judgment. And Drew just looked down at him like, ooh, I got somebody that don't like Laura. Okay. And Drew's just looking at him like, oh. Now, Curtis does tell Kai, just be careful about Drew. The things Drew says does not mean that that's the things that Drew's going to do. And Kai says, okay, what you're saying is keep my eyes open, and I will, Curtis says some more things, but not worth repeating. Portia has a file on her desk, a medical GH file. It says Drew Quartermain. Even though it should say Drew Kane, but it says Drew Quartermain. And Drew told Portia, when you're talking, trying to school her before the press conference, make sure you refer to me as Drew Quartermain. Now, Curtis is already calling him Kane and Trina too. I guess Tracy's injunction to stop using the name is in effect, but you know, he's feeling like he gonna wear her, he gonna win, so he's not stopping using Quartermain. But anyway, she's looking at this file, and somebody interrupts her every time. Now, Jordan noticed she was looking at a file on her desk, but Portia's the co-chief of staff, and they have files on their desk. But it just kind of struck her as odd the way Jordan closed it and put something else on top of it. And, coming from a ex-chief commissioner, ex-detective, Jordan is thinking, what's up with that? What's she looking at? What's she looking at? I want to know, what angle is she coming? Because Drew does have a history of mental, being brainwashed and everything. I want to see what angle Portia's gonna go. Is she gonna tamper with his medical records and say, "Oh, next appointment he has cancer"? What's she gonna do? We shall see. Because Ava came in, and I'm thinking, if it wasn't for Trina, you better watch Ava, Portia. The chick needs money. Ava wouldn't think nothing of blackmailing, but she loves Trina like a daughter, and she would never blackmail Portia because of Trina. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that. About, say what you will about Ava, but she would not do anything like that to Trina. Um, let me see. Oh, Nina. I guess Willow gave her a key. Did she even ask Drew? Nina gave her a key to now what's going to be her, not Nina. Willow gave Nina a key to what's going to be her new home. So Willow had to go to a meeting at Wiley School. Nina knew Drew was at the press conference. She comes back, walks in the house, goes to the safe. She knew where it was because Maxie told her. She opens it up, and now she's looking through Drew's paperwork. But the bad thing is, Drew's on his way home. He's getting ready to leave the hospital. He came into Portia's office. Ava was still there because Ava told Portia, "You actually didn't look like you hated him standing there at that press conference." She said, "I did what I had to do. Aside from the fact the project is a really good project to help the kids. But no, I was just acting, right?" And so that Drew came and, oh, "Dr. Robert, I just wanted to again thank you. You did an excellent job today." And she goes, "Mm-hmm. You're welcome." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "I'm gonna head on out." So he leaves, and she turns to Ava, and Ava looks at her. She's like, Ava says, "You good? Because just now you two look thick as thieves." And I'm thinking, no, that ain't true. They didn't look thick as thieves. She looked like she wanted to bite his nose off his face. But, you know, because if you know Portia, that voice and that, yeah, it was. You could tell that's fake. But okay. So he's coming home. Let's see, everybody. Drew's not going to catch Nina. He's not going to catch her. It's too soon. Nina is not going to get any real information, I feel. Now, if Drew, because remember I said there should be a flash drive, but maybe Drew has the picture of Jason from the security camera that's time stamped, date and time stamped. Maybe he's got that in there. But he has a lot of different papers and a huge wad of money up in there, right? So I think she's going to either hear his car. Something's going to happen that I'm not Ava, Nina is going to get out. Because if she does get caught, that would give up the leverage of her knowing the combination to the safe. That would, yeah, no, that's going to come to play later. Maybe next time she'll take Carly and they both will be going through the safe. But guess what, y'all? It's got, like, even now, Lena, even now, unless Willow forgot. And Willow left before Nina, which was crazy, right? But Nina was supposed to be right behind her. Willow probably did not arm the security system. But the next time it will be. So you're going to sneak in, you better be turning them cameras off. Because I know I have the blink system here personally for me. And I see all kind of everybody that comes to my front door. And I got them in my house, especially in my office. I see what's happening in my office. I see what's happening in my backyard, in my driveway. I mean, the cameras are there. Drew would see somebody sneaking in, Nina sneaking in his house, snooping. So we'll see how they're going to write that. We're going to see how that plays. But next week, she's not going to get busted. I think that's too soon. And I would like to know what Portia has in that file, what her plans are. All right, everybody, let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. I'm going to start my timer for 7 minutes. Comment corner. 110 comments, everybody. 110. You all are phenomenal with these comments. Excellent, excellent job. Where's my, let me see my stopwatch. There we go. All right. So today I'm going from the bottom up, from the bottom up. And we're starting with Black Purple Turquoise. And I'm only going to read a paragraph of this. You wrote a really, really good comment. I mean, thank you so much. I love the way you write your comments. Black Purple Turquoise says, I was so proud of Chase for going over to Loris and putting Lulu on good old-fashioned notice. This isn't about protecting your family, it's about protecting mine. Woo! I was like, oh, that's right, Mr. Harrison. Stand up for your wife and let a little petty Betty here know that whatever Brooklyn does or doesn't tell Dante about Gio, well, really not about Gio. You mean about her son, because she don't even know about Gio. About, well, you said Gio. Right now is none of her business. Um, I was also excited when he threatened to take legal action against her if she continued to persist in harassing her. Chase did do a good job. And Richard says, great points. Black Purple Turquoise says to Richard. Then you wrote another long comment that I'll read a paragraph from. Thank you. And I want to be clear, very clear, when I say this comment. Right now, to you or anyone else who reads this, I do not agree with whatever I do not with whatsoever with Brooklyn's decision to keep the truth from Dante. In fact, I'm opposed to it. But at the end of the day, I put myself in her position. How would I feel if anyone, let alone my rival, went and told the father of my child decades later that we had a child together and it didn't come from me? Yeah, that is so true. I'm 100%. It definitely, that's not good. And then Anita says, ditto, I agree. I'm so glad Chase warned Lulu. And now let me go on up. We have Deborah says, so happy to see Chase took Lulu's, I don't quite know what that means. She needs to go away. And then Denzel, another great comment. I'll read a paragraph of yours, Denzel. Denzel says, I understand that everybody wants to protect Carly from Jack Brennan, and Felicia was comparing Jack to Sonny, and all of that, but Carly is a whole grown woman, and she's gonna see, including Jack Brennan. This isn't the first time. You mean she's gonna see whoever she wants to see. This isn't the first time that Carly dated dangerous people. So Felicia needs to go. Plus, Carly is a 50-year-old woman. Just saying. Um, Then, when Jason told Jack Brennan to stay away from Carly, I wasn't mad at Jason because Carly is always gotten in Jason's relationship, from Robin to Elizabeth, then Sam. The only person Carly never got involved in Jason's relationship was Sonny's sister Courtney. Yep, because they were best friends, which is true. She approved of Courtney. I don't blame Jason for getting involved, protecting Carly on this one. And then Wendy says, hey, Denzel, love your comments. Um, and then let's see, we gotta go up. My dog's struggling to get up on the wood floor. Y'all, let me push pause and help him up. He's can hardly put his weight to lift himself up. He's very, very weak on his hinds. He decided he was going to walk over my shoe, as if you got the strength to do that. Anyway, Madison says, Jack has put Josh's life in jeopardy because the WSB is exactly like Felicia described. There's going to be danger all over the world. And then I am says Josh did it. She made a choice. She knows her crooked Uncle Jerry, Sonny, Jason, and others. She still jumped in. Jack gave her an option. And then Lisa says Jocelyn didn't want anyone to know she killed Cyrus. She could have called Jason, but she chose to call Brennan. She sure did. And then Don says, I think Brooklyn is going to tell Dante. I hope she does. Wendy says, it's gotta come out now. Too many people are finding out. Sooner or later, Gio or Dante are going to overhear a conversation while the doors are open. I know, just an open conversation. And then P. Merle says, wait, Lois is leaving before she spills all the beans? Of course. Lois knows when that hot seat erupts, she don't want to be nowhere around. She don't want Olivia to know. She doesn't want Sonny to know. Lois is out of Dodge, y'all. And M. Tyree says, I wish meddling Felicia would mind her own business. Carly's a grown woman and can make her own decisions for herself. She doesn't need advice from Felicia. She needs to be home to take care of her. Oh, Felicia, she needs to be home taking care of her husband. Leave Brennan and Carly alone. Melody says that's true. Felicia cares and had dealt with the WSB for many years. And then Tina says Felicia has firsthand experience with the WSB. As Carly's friend, she is appropriately sharing her concerns. Yeah, but don't think I gotta listen. You can share all you want. Um, and then M Tree M Tyree says at still at still thinks she should mind her own business. Carter's 50-year-old woman and can make up her own mind. Yep, that is so true. And then we have Maddie says, see how quickly Lulu wanted to put down Chase in regards to keeping the secret from his best friend. Mind your own business. You just hate Brooklyn. And then Wendy says, Lulu is such a pain. It's not her business. Now it's all about to come out. People are going to be hurt, especially Geo. Melody says, I believe Chase will kind of encourage Brooklyn, BLQ, to tell Dante. He probably will. Chase is in agony talking to Dante, was in agony, knowing that he has a son. Then I believe he will want to find the boy. Me too. Melody says, I love seeing Chase stand behind Brooklyn, BLQ, to her face and face Lulu. I'm glad BOQ told Chase he's a good man. They are in love. And then we have Madison says, good idea for Tracy to secretly move that crypt, then have the Q name taken away from Drew. That's what she should do. That crypt could be moved in a day. She's got enough money to make it happen. They could work starting at night and work round the clock. Willow don't live on the property, so Drew wouldn't have a clue. Last comment is from M. Tyree says, I believe Anna will allow Valentin to escape again. She is the weakest police commissioner ever. She needs to be fired. Jason needs to stop bowing down to Anna. It makes him look weak. Wendy says, she's always protected her love Fang. And then Melody says, bring Mac back. Scotty and Liesel too. Nina needs Liesel. And then trying to keep up, says to Wendy, good for her Valentine is no worse than Sonny and Jason. I like Jay, but he is a multiple murderer, and so is his life stealer Sonny and his wife CA. Who's CA? You mean Carly? I don't know. See who's his wife CA. All right, everybody. Goodness, I'm almost at 9 minutes with those comments. Those were great comments. Everybody go in and read the comments in Comment Corner. Everybody has great thoughts and great opinions on what's happening on our favorite soap. I will be back on Monday with another daily recap of General Hospital.